What's going on, guys? Hey, I know it's been a quick minute since I've uploaded an actual video or vlog or something to this page, and let me tell you, it's not easy to be a parent. It kind of takes a lot of time. So that's what happened. I've been focusing on Bethany and Oakley, making sure that I'm spending time with them, watching Oakley grow up. And so that's why I don't have a lot of videos lately, but we're here. If you follow any of my Cook and His Camera pages, whether on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you know for the past year I've really been getting into photography. Like a lot. I'm really trying to dive deep into the photography realm. Now, I'm not a professional whatsoever, but I am wanting to switch this channel over to more of a photography channel, just to kind of document my path towards better pictures, better photography. And so to kick off this genre change in our channel a little bit, I thought the best way to do that was a collaboration. Now, I've got a real good friend named Chris Bazzy. Chris Bazzy is another YouTuber. He is an amazing photographer, videographer. He has so much talent in that area, and guess what? He's a professional. Chris is hired on at a fairly large church as their creative arts director. So I reached out to him and offered up a challenge. My challenge to him was, let me take some bad pictures and then I want to see what you do with them. And he said, well, sure, let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to be doing for this video is I'm going to take 5 common mistakes that beginners photographers make. And then I'm going to send those pictures over to him and he's going to edit them. I just want to see what a professional can do with some beginner photos. And so right here I have 5 common mistakes. 1, overexposed pictures. 2, underexposed pictures. 3, pictures that are a little out of focus. 4, shooting in the wrong format. If you don't know what that is, you need to shoot in RAW, not JPEG. And 5, a tree growing out of someone's head. Basically, that means if you're taking a picture and there's something behind someone's head that's kind of distracting, that's what it means. So my plan is to take these 5 common mistakes and to take a picture of one particular composition that has all these different mistakes. And then once I'm done taking those pictures, I'm not going to edit them. I'm just going to shoot them straight to Chris Bazzy. He is going to edit them and send them back to me, and then we'll react to a professional messing with my pictures. So with that being said, let's go take these 5 common mistake pictures. What's going on, guys? Hey, we're back. I sent Chris those pictures just a couple days ago. He just got them back to me, and I think these pictures show as a testament of how much you can do even with a bad photo. We talked about 5 common mistakes, and we're about to look at these and see what you can do. So let's jump right in. First picture that Chris sent back was the overexposed image. The one that was so blown out in the whites. It was overexposed, and so let's take a look. You can see here, this picture right here on the left, just super overexposed. I mean, the whites are so blown out. But since we were shooting in RAW, we were able to get back so much of the picture. So check this out. If you look at the picture that Chris sent back to me, look how it's so much better. You can see that maybe the skin tones are a little different, or maybe it's not super in focus. The purpose of this was not to make a perfect picture, but was just to show that you can still recover an image from your mistakes. And so with a little bit more editing, this picture would be perfect. But since we were shooting in RAW, we were able to recover so much, and I think with the next picture you'll see just how important that is, because next picture is the one that we shot in JPEG. Now, it was basically the same exact picture, the same overexposed picture, except this first one was in RAW, the next one is in JPEG, and I think you'll be able to tell just how important it is to shoot in RAW. Let's check it out. Look at this. Same exact picture, but we shot in JPEG. So you can see it right here, same picture, but you go over to the edited image and Chris was not able to get back as much of the picture as if he was shooting in RAW. JPEG just does not have enough data in that picture for it to be recoverable. So if you mess up in JPEG, you just messed up, period. So this is how important it is to shoot in RAW. You can look at this. We'll go back to the RAW photo. With a little bit more editing, this photo is perfect. You go over JPEG, you can't do much with that. So it's important, very important, to shoot in RAW. The next one that we got is the opposite. Not overexposing, but underexposing. So underexposed, the blacks are too harsh. You did not open up your shutter enough. Maybe your aperture was a bit too high. Something happened to where your picture was underexposed. Very common mistake. But again, we were shooting in RAW. Even the skin tones just automatically are much better. They're not as green as the overexposed. They're actually pretty natural. There's a saying that it's better to shoot underexposed than overexposed. When you overexpose an image, you just lose, if it's all blown out to the right side of that histogram, you lose all that data. You don't get any of it. And so there is no recovering. Underexposing is kind of a bit different. Sure, if you go too underexposed, yeah, you're going to lose that data, but it's real hard to go too underexposed. And so Chris was able to get back a lot of this picture and for it to look pretty decent without a whole lot of editing done to it. And so underexposed, you can see, raised the brightness a little bit, brought those blacks up. He looks like he did a little bit of cropping to get that shadow out of there a little bit maybe. And so overall, great job. The next one is the bad composition. Now this is the one that I was talking about. Had the tree growing out of someone's head, had that something that's distracting in the background, and you can see here that it's a little out of focus, and that's my fault. And again, I was taking bad pictures on purpose. But you can see that this telephone pole right behind his head is pretty distracting. And you can see what Chris did here. Looks like he cropped down quite a bit. All right, he zoomed into this image, cropped in closer, and I think that's because if you look between the two pictures, he evened out the weight of the picture. The rule of thirds, tried to even that out as best as possible. As you can see in the original image, we've got really nothing on the right side of the image. There's not a whole lot there. Looks like Caleb is looking into, a bit of empty road, a bit of nothingness. But on the left side, you can see there's a couple trucks there. There's a road sign there. There's telephone poles. It's pretty weighted heavily on that left side. And so what I think Chris did right here was he cropped down quite a bit to get that focus on the center of the image. You can look now, it's a little bit better. Yeah, there's still a telephone pole behind his head, but that's really hard to fix unless you were diving deep into something like Photoshop. He cropped out the trucks, he cropped out the empty road, and so the weighting of the image looks a lot better. It looks a lot more even. The last mistake that beginner photographers make is one that's both maybe out of focus but not level. One of the biggest things is you need to look at your horizon image. When you're taking a picture, you have that grid overlay in your viewfinder, in your picture, in your camera that has those flat lines. You want to try to line that line up with your horizon. As you can see in this first image, I did not do that. The horizon is pretty askew. It is pretty turned on its side quite a bit, and it's even more out of focus than any of the other pictures that I took, but I did that on purpose. So it looks like he's almost sitting on a hill, which he's not. This is a perfectly flat road, out of focus. Not a good picture. Looks like what Chris went ahead and did right here was he tried to flatten out that horizon as best as possible. He did a good job, and looks like he maybe did a little bit of focus sharpening on Caleb, on his face, on a little bit of him to make it a little bit sharper, a little bit more in focus. And so overall, these 5 or 6 things that beginner photographers make, it's real easy to save an image if you're shooting in the right format. So don't go out, take a whole bunch of pictures and see that maybe they're overexposed or underexposed, whatever, and then delete them because you never know, that might have been the best shot that you took that day or that photo shoot. So keep those images, bring them back, and try to fix them. Photography is an art. It's an art form, and half of photography is taking the picture, The second half is editing. People who aren't photographers think that all we do is go out and we take a picture and upload them. That's not what happens. That's not what we do. We sit down, we take time to look at the image, see what we can do to make it better, see what we can do to make it more appealing to the eye, and that's what we do. Don't try to be someone else, try to be you. And with one of these images that Chris sent back, a little bit more editing would have made a perfect picture, and I went ahead and did that. I took one of his images that he sent back, that he fixed for me, and I did a little bit more editing, a little bit more in-depth to try to make a better picture. And so here it is. The image on the left is the before. I went ahead and did a little bit more in-depth. You can see that I took the telephone lines out. They were distracting, I thought. I put a linear gradient filter over the top to bring down the blues in the top of the image. I did a little bit of contrast editing, a little bit bringing the blacks up. I took some of the whites down just to kind of put my style in it. Is it perfect? No. But just to show you that even a bad photo can end up being a great one in the end. I want to thank Chris Bazzy for collaborating with me on this video. It was a great time. It was a blast. We've been talking back and forth. He's such a great guy. If you haven't already subscribed to him, check out his YouTube. He's a great content creator. He also has an Instagram at The Bitter Hipster, which is a great name. And let me tell you, his Instagram will make you want food. I don't know what he does and how he does it, but he takes the most amazing pictures of dishes that he makes like every night. I want to go to his house and just have dinner with him every night because it seems like he uploads a picture every day of something that's so good. Check out his YouTube, check out his Instagram. I'll leave a link below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do that. Also check me out on Facebook and Instagram at A Cook and His Camera. I upload daily there. I upload new pictures, new things every day. So if you miss videos and you want to see more content, check out my Facebook and Instagram. Again, link below. Hey, we love you guys, and I'm glad you watched this video. Hopefully it taught you a little bit about the mistakes and how to correct them and see that you can do something with a bad image. We'll see you guys next time. We love you.